going on, YouTube? It's your B-boy Brendan here. Today I'm coming at you with a Invoked Shaddoll Dogmatika deck profile for this video. So in my last video, I did say that I was gonna do this type of deck profile if the last video was gonna do really well. It's got a lot of likes and a lot of views, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get with this deck profile for you guys. But before I get to this deck profile, I want to let you guys know that this will be my last deck profile for the Yu-Gi-Oh card game for the time being. I really need a break, a huge break from Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole. I've got to a point to where I am not really enjoying the game as much as I used to, due to the fact on how the last YCS Pasadena, I think it is, where it was like a tournament player going against another deck that I forgot what it was, and there was just cards like everywhere. When I first saw that, I was like, this is not normal for a Yu-Gi-Oh game. And I have faced Tier Elements before, and I'm like, this game is not where it needs to be right now. Plus, it's hard. This game is like really hard to get new people into the game. So I'm just gonna take a step back from Yu-Gi-Oh for a while, whether if it's a couple months, whether if it's a couple of years, or I just quit in general. But with that being said, let's just go ahead and get straight into this last deck profile for you guys. And at the end, I will tell you guys what this channel is going to be for the time being. So for starters, we're going to be playing Alistair the Invoker. You guys already know what this card does. It searches for cards like Invocation, which allows you to immediately fusion summon with your Alistair the Invoker with your invoked monsters, going into either Invoked Makaba, or it could go into cards like Invoked Trio, which we do play in the deck. Alright, next up we play 3 copies of Magical Meltdown. Sorry for the light, it's just messing up here. This card allows you to search for Alistair the Invoker. Then we play 3 copies of Dogmatika Ecclesia the Virtuous. This card allows you to add any of your Dogmatika monsters, such as Dogmatika Fleur de Lis, which allows you to special summon itself and gives you an extra attack boost of all of your Dogmatika monsters, and it helps you negate one of your opponent's monsters during their turn, as long as there is a extra deck monster that's on the other side of the field. Next we have Dogmatika Maximus. I only play 1 copy in this deck, mainly because I want to have an easy access to El Shaddoll Winda as quickly as I can. We play 3 copies of Nadir's Servant. In the previous ban list, not this one, but the previous ban list, they put back Nadir's Servant to 3, so I was really happy and excited that they brought this card back, so that way I can search my deck for Ecclesia, or Fleur de Lis, or even Maximus even. So yeah, I'm really glad that this card came back. Next we play the Dogmatika Punishment. With this, it allows you to pop your opponent's monsters if they have a better, higher attack stats than you do. And then we also play the Shaddoll Schism, which allows you to essentially be Miracle Fusion for your Shaddoll monsters. So you activate that during your opponent's turn, and you get to summon your Winda. And with the new addition of the previous ban list, we are playing the DPE package as well. So we have Celestial along with the Dasher to go along with our triple fusion Destiny as well, because we actually do have the monster in our deck. Now for our hand traps, I decided to go for the triple copies of Ash Blossom, triple copies of Effect Veiler, triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, triple copies of Skullmeister, double copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and double copies of Ghost Bell, and Haunted Mansion. I went with these cards so that way I can stop my opponent from playing as much as they could. And then finally we have the one called by the grave, so that way we can prevent our opponent from activating stuff from the graveyard as well, and also stop hand traps. So that is it for the main deck. And now we are gonna go ahead and get to the extra deck. Mind you that there's no side deck. We are playing double copies of Makaba. In case you guys have wondered, in my last Invoked Shaddoll Dogmatika deck profile, we only had one Makaba. Now we have access to 2 more Makabas within our deck. Next we play the one copy of Purgatrio. This is my favorite Yugioh invoked monster. Sorry if the camera wasn't focusing at that time. I really like this card. It allows you to inflict piercing damage, and it can attack as many monsters on the field. I also like this one, Invoked Agoides. This one allows you to pop a monster that your opponent controls once it's special summoned, and it also can banish fusion monsters from your graveyard in order to increase its attack stats. We also have Invoked Book of Moon right there. And we also have Invoked Kaliga for our as our little extra dark material for whenever we want to go into our second window, or we can just shut down our opponent's deck as well, but it will shut us down at the same time, but do not worry about that. Next up we play 2 copies of El Shaddoll Winda. This card allows you to stop your opponent from special summoning monsters from your opponent's turn, with the inclusion of them special summoning only 1 time. So yeah, this deck is based off of summoning Winda as much as we could. And then we play the 1 copy of El Shaddoll Construct to go with our Invoke package, Shaddoll package, so that way we can have easy access to our Shaddoll Schism. Speaking of that, we also play the 1 copy of El Shaddoll Apkalon. This card will essentially allow us to search our deck for Shaddoll Schism. And then we also play the Titaniclad, which allow us to special summon or add any of our Dogmatika monsters from our deck. Next up, we play the Elder Entity to essentially allow us to pop our opponent's monsters from their side of the field with the inclusion of the Dogmatika Punishment. And like I said, we are playing Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, DPE, because we finally have access to that card. So basically, if we don't have any extra outs for our opponent, we can play DPE as well. Speaking of that, we also play the 1 Salamangre Almirage and the 1 copy of Secure Gardener. I decided not to incorporate Artemis in this deck because I wanted to have an easy access of Maximus, so that way I can banish Almirage. But anyways, that is going to be it for the deck profile for our very last time. If you made it this far in this video, what I'm going to be doing for this channel is that I'm going to be collecting Sonic figures. I'm going to be unboxing a lot of Sonic figures, and I already have a couple of them that aren't even unboxed at all as of the time of recording this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like on this video, subscribe, turn your notification bells on, share with your friends, and I'll be seeing you guys on the other side. B-Boy out.